The final showdown in Nubia is just about to begin. Outnumbered but never outmatched. The gods are upon us and it's time to bring this land under Egyptian rule once and for all. Listen, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, they have a lot more infantry and our Sherden, the veterans of the Nubian campaign, are down to 35 men. If they survive this battle, comment a name you would like for this unit, something worthy of the gods of Egypt. Hell, I'll even rename the army if I have to. They've proven their valor time and time again, so they deserve it, right? So now, because of the army composition, we're gonna have to play this differently. Our archers are gonna have to be on the flanks and cheese them. We're gonna try to use our chariots to feint charges, same with the spearmen, just so we could get the archers out of the way. We want to basically manipulate the AI, as dumb as it sounds, so it basically stops interfering. Look, these guys are getting hurted, and they're actually gonna get caught. Perfect, my chariots get a fantastic flank in, and I'm gonna move here, moving these guys to the side, moving these archers there. My Pharaoh's chariots are also shooting, they can hurt these guys, it's fantastic. These guys are gonna flank, and the sword... Let's see, the Sherden are gonna be here just to provide a moral debuff and give javelin support. And then, when the stars align, they're gonna be there to kill, don't you worry. Look, the plan is already paying off, they're getting decimated, the bowmen don't know what hit them, the archers are out of the picture, this is fantastic for us. The Sherden are just gonna be here for the morale debuff, as I said, throwing some javelins, enjoying their day, you know. Our general got some good kills, we're gonna start pulling away, these guys are gonna start shooting here. That's fantastic. We're trying to Memphis drift out of their general's hitbox because we don't want to touch elite Nubian spears. Thank you very much, that's an engagement I don't want to take today. But they're getting dangerously close, so I'm gonna actually start the focus, because this is the general's unshielded side. Now the enemy general is gonna be focused by my archers. Now I just need to get these guys there to take rid of the slings. That's gonna be fine. You know what? Screw it. The sea people have had enough. This is it, boys. It's the final sea people countdown. Let me just micro these guys away. They're getting attacked here. They need to move away so they don't actually die. Now, because these guys are gonna rout, we're gonna start moving them in that direction, finishing off the archers. This is perfect. We're just gonna split them apart. Let's look at some sea people devastation and melee. They're fighting the Nubian Royal Guard. They've chosen to go for literally a suicide mission, but they don't care. They're fighting till the bitter end. And we can also see the devastating arrow volleys. Now, this unit is basically getting baited to hell and back. We're avoiding any kind of engagement. We're just skirmishing them to death. These guys are firing at their general. The spear levies won't be able to do anything after this. Our general got the impact it needed. Nubian spearmen just gonna get caught up now and decimated. Look, the Sherden just broke them. They don't care. They just broke them. Their general got killed. It's over. Now we can actually get these guys done here. These guys are gonna start firing. These guys are kiting away. The spear levies are not gonna have a good day, but you know what? I don't think the ranged units are gonna have a good day either. It's bowling time, baby. Pharaonic fun. Okay, just look at those arrow volleys. Tell me that is not disgusting in the slightest. But once again, this is the problem in games like this. You got range supremacy and the enemy doesn't have a way to counter you. If you don't have mobile troops for screening, if you don't have cavalry, if you don't have chariots, if you don't have any fast infantry that can actually get them away, this is basically what's gonna happen. It doesn't matter how quality your infantry is. They're all shattered, they're broken. Nubia is Egyptian, the gold mines are ours, and the gods are smiling upon us. Only one Sherden died, the one that was crazy enough to fight the Nubian Royal Guard head-on. His name will be remembered, and now you get to choose the name of the unit, and well, even the army at this rate. Nubia is ours and the gods are smiling. The Bronze Age wasn't just a time of war. Despite popular belief, it was actually pretty peaceful for a large part of it, and a lot of commercial links were established across the entire Mediterranean and beyond. As you can see, thanks to the skill of our Egyptian fleets over here, we've managed to trade with so many factions. We are producing precious resources and the whole world is benefiting from us, and at the same time we're benefiting from them. But never forget, the friend of today can always be the enemy of tomorrow. Egypt is in great prosperity right now. Thutmose II has returned from his campaigns in Nubia, and Thutmose I is preparing to destroy the Libyans once and for all. But to the east, our spy has discovered something very interesting. Meggido, the strongest Canaanite faction, is pretty undefended as they've started expanding into Arabia. However, they've formed a massive coalition with Gubla, aka Byblos, and even Kadesh, which expanded all the way into Ugarit's territory. But they're at war with the Luvians. The entire Middle East is about to be in flames, and are we gonna be a part of it? Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna be a part of it. You're probably asking yourself right now, Reptilicus, are you crazy enough to waste so many years of trade and friendship just so you could earn more money and land? Yeah, it's time for World War CANAAN, baby, and I'm ready no matter what. Alright, outnumbered, never outmatched, the judgment of Anubis will be brought down upon our enemies, and we will once again rule in Pharaoh's name. Meggido, the place of the first recorded battle in history, and also a battle in World War I, believe it or not. And according to some, the final battle of the world will take place at Meggido. Well, luckily for us, this is not gonna be the end of the world, but we're gonna try our best to end it for the Canaanites here. So the Canaanite army, when it's compared to the Egyptians, their infantry overall is better because they can have much higher armored swordsmen when it comes to regular troops. Our skirmishing is unrivaled, and looks like they have no chariots, which we do, and we know what battlefield control means, baby. We definitely do. And speaking of which, remember our Nubian heroes? They're actually back, and they recruited more of their bros. They still survived all this campaigning. Pretty wholesome, isn't it? So what's gonna be our battle plan? Skirmish as much as possible. We're gonna focus fire their most vulnerable units and use the chariots to either feint charge or, well, you know, a rear charge, and yeah. We just have to pray that the Egyptian spearmen will actually last long enough for this Sheridan to destroy. Okay, things are going good. We're just gonna do a little feint charge on the Canaanite slingers over there, moving these chariots over there. Now, I don't want to get too close. Egyptian chariots are not the best. They're way too light for any kind of impact. They're just gonna be there to destroy what needs to be done. I'm gonna pull these guys back because actually now Micro is gonna get hectic. They're gonna get their units in. I can probably feign a charge here. Actually, you know what? It's time to move up. Let's actually go. We're gonna focus fire these guys, counter-charging. This is good for us. We should definitely beat the militia with little to no worries. We're gonna move the Cypriots over there. We have advantage. We're gonna move these guys to flank, these guys to get a counter charge. We find their general finally. These guys are going on the side. Now, I don't want to engage my Sheridan yet. I kind of want them to just chill and throw precursors, but these guys are dangerously close to just wanting to get butchered, basically. So, you know, if you know anything about me, you know I'm a chill guy, right? Okay, that's not true, but you know that I like to give my enemies a good time. So I'm gonna give him a great time by being actually fair and balanced and totally not butchering them with sea people now. After finishing the micro here. Okay, just getting a little run through there with the Pharaoh chariots. Nothing bad for now. I think we can escape. Those chariots are getting there. And speaking of the Sheridan, it's sea o'clock, baby. Just look at the Canaanites getting demolished. There's nothing they can do against the Nawed Two longsword wielded by these hardest of the hard. They're just getting butchered. That flank is basically as good as collapsed. Now, my Pharaoh's chariots have gotten stuck, which is terrible. We're destroying the noble swordsmen. We managed to break through the front. We're still holding the militia. These guys are now gonna come into reserve to mop up anything we can. I'm really worried about the Pharaoh though, but it's fine. We're gonna catch them here. One for each. Okay, they're holding them, that's good. We're gonna move here. We're gonna flank with them. These guys are done. Okay, great, we shatter them. Now we're gonna move to the next general. We want to see how many shots here we can get off at their noble swordsmen, because otherwise this just might spell disaster for us in the long run. We're not gonna use the sea people here to waste their javelins. We just want to engage as much as we can. Protract this. Okay, great. So let's just move them here. We're just trying to herd them basically towards the other chariots. We're taking shots while herding them at the same time. Like, look, the mercenary Arabian raiders are just forced to go there. We're trying to plug the holes here. We actually got some precursors now. Okay, we're just gonna waste precursors. We're gonna charge in. We're gonna pin them down now. And perfect. Now they're gonna get into us. We can actually pin these guys now. Perfect, perfect. Okay, are you guys gonna start throwing? Okay, they're not throwing, so we're just gonna charge. I was banking on them actually succeeding with that, but they didn't, so... Speaking of succeeding, do I see exposed skirmishers, and for some reason the charge order got stopped? Oh yeah, spearmen are nearby. That explains it. Okay, these guys are just gonna go reinforce. Essentially, we've basically demolished them here. Chariots are just trying to drag out. They're not supposed to kill the spears and melee. We're just trying to get the vulnerable ones. We get the Sheridan. We don't care about the local slingers. We're just going for the Levy spearmen here. Mercenary Sheridan could easily tank all of these guys, like, without breaking a sweat. I'm not really worried about them breaking for the front, so I'm just gonna move them just in case. Okay, that's fine. My Cypriots won. So I issued them to charge. It's kind of weird because, yeah, Fire at Will is turned on. I'm just going to countercharge with these guys. Fire at Will is turned on, which does make it kind of weird when you want to issue both charge orders and pull-throughs. But, you know, at the end of the day, if it works, it works. Looks like Meggido is Meggido. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to delete the channel after that. You don't have to say anything. I know it was fucking terrible. I'm aware of that. Anyway, this is basically the death throes of the Canaanites. Their elites have been shattered, the Sheridan are celebrating, and the few remaining levies are broken, so I think it's time to clean up. Brutal? I think so, but we're gonna release them for the money, and potentially for any future relations. The famous city of Meggido was taken in a decisive field battle, but this is not the end of the world war with the Canaanites. We still have more threats to deal with from the desert, from the coast, and perhaps even from the sea. I hope you enjoyed this Age of Bronze gameplay preview, and if you liked or even subscribed, if you're crazy enough, I'd be even more appreciative, because that just motivates me to keep on pumping more historical content and more historical research videos, which I'm also coming back to very soon. Do you want to see a narrative campaign like this? Do you actually want to see a continuation of this Egyptian campaign? Write it in the comments, and write the comments for the new army name because of those Sheridan, if you remember them. Anyway, that's it for now. Until the next time.